Hi guys, so the reading today is in regards to a former relationship. This person just wants to kind of get some peace of mind with that. They also want to know if they're on the right path, and they want to know where they're headed, basically when it comes to work, relationships, everything like that. So I'm just gonna do a quick overview of where they're headed to. I'm not gonna break it down into that multiple different things. If you want that type of reading, you'll have to pay, so you know. But here we go. So I just shuffled the deck, and now I'm gonna cut it into three with my non-dominant hand, 3 different times. Put it back into one. And today I am reading with the Lioness Oracle Tarot. It's very beautiful work. It was all collaged and made into a deck by Alejandra Leon. Now I will spread the cards, and always I start off with the questions of my own. So I read I pull a card that represents you. I pull a card that represents your life as it stands right now. I pull a card that represents where you're being guided to. So this is for you. This is your life as it stands right now. And this is where you're being guided to. So this is you. The 5 of Pentacles. So right now you feel like you're looking in everybody's windows and everyone else is happy besides you, or you just feel left out. You feel like somebody put you out in the dark. This is not true, however. You are more than welcome to come inside if you want to. You are more than welcome. You're not an outsider. It's just you have to try opening the door. It's not even locked. Walk right in and you could have what you're missing, what you're thinking. So this card is all about a kind of a lack state of mind, feeling like everybody has something you want, that you lost it, that you're like poor, that you just are, everybody's getting what you want and you don't have it. You have to really tap into your mindset and realize that you can have whatever you want, and you've locked the door mentally and it's time to walk through. This next one is your life as it stands right now, and it's the 10 of Pentacles. So your life is actually really full of abundance. It has so many good things, and you've been able to really just like stack up your money, and you've been able to accumulate so many material items, and you're so blessed. You have to really take a look at your surroundings. There's so much there for you, and it is now up to you to open your eyes, because you're sitting there thinking you have nothing and you're left in the dark, and you're sitting in a warm fuzzy blanket with a hot cup of tea, and you know you're not left in the dark. You're not outside. You are very blessed and very lucky. This is where you're being guided to. It's the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups, she just wants you to be very careful with your emotions, because she tends to get worked up too, and she tends to give people energy that she shouldn't, and she tends to, you know, come off of her throne a bit to satisfy someone else's needs. You have to start worrying about yourself. And I get it. You're very empathetic and you really want to be there and put yourself in other people's shoes. And it's not that time. Time is to love yourself. Put that energy into yourself. You're focusing on the wrong things right now. Put that energy into you. Put that love into you. This is for you. This is to the person that you were in the relationship with. This is the energy between the two of you, and then this is where you're being guided to. Here's you. The Ace of Pentacles. So for you, this was a new beginning. It made you feel rich. It made you feel so happy. It felt like nothing that you've ever had before, but it taught you a lot. So don't take it as an ending. This was really a beginning for you. You're going to materialize a lot of things. The Ace is always about new beginnings, always about abundance. I really just think you need to tap in because you have a lot of abundance surrounding you right now with the Pentacles. The cards are just trying to tell you, pay attention, look around. The material world is flourishing for you. This is the person you were in the relationship with. And it's the Seven of Wands. This energy is very defensive and very protective. It doesn't want to lose what it has. It feels like if it opens up to anyone anymore, it can possibly fall back or maybe take a step back of what he's accumulated or what he's accomplished. He's really afraid to fall away from where he's at right now. He's really afraid, like he's on a cliff and he might tip right over if he takes the wrong move, and so he's just decided to halt. He's not letting another person in, and you could see that energy. He's defending those flowers like you're not getting them. His world's on fire and the last thing that's left are these flowers, and no one's gonna get them. This is the energy between the two of you. And it's the Hierophant. This card basically tells you this is your grandfather. This is, you already know. The advice that the energy is think of what would your grandfather tell you if he knew your situation? What was that advice? And that is your answer. If you really thought back on everything, what would your higher power tell you to do with this information? Would it tell you to stay or would it tell you to go? Just ask yourself that. And then this next one is where you're being guided to in this relationship. It's the Four of Cups. This card wants to remind you to pay attention to what you have before it's gone. And as much as it's hard to hear, it's always in regards to, well, I was trying to give you more. I was trying to give you more, but you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it. You kept swatting it away. You weren't letting it in. You were closed off. And so now nothing can get in. The Four is very closed off. It's very protective of itself. It doesn't want more. It doesn't trust. And so where you're being guided to is for the next time around, even if it's with him or with someone else, is when the universe is trying to hand you things or when more is coming to you, you cannot swat them away. You have to be grateful for what you have. And when you're grateful for what you have, more will come. But when you're saying you don't want it or giving that type of energy, it's going to stop. And, the next card that comes after this is somebody mourning everything they've lost. So really try to not get complacent and really try to be open to the blessings the universe tries to hand you instead of, telling them to go away. This next one is you, your path, the energy, and what you need to know most. So this is you. It's the Seven of Cups. So you have a lot of decisions to make right now. So you are being handed all these different options. You could go this way, you could go that way. You don't really know what to do. You have to really think about what you want from life. Do you know what it is? When you think of your best life, what is it? Drink that cup. You're going to have to say goodbye to the rest of it. But when you do drink from the cup and you really do choose what you want, you'll get what you want. But the problem with this is that there's so many things and you're not giving the universe a clear message. It has all these roads lined out for you, your path. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one do you want? You're not telling me. So that's why we all don't know what path you're on. Choose your path. Choose what you want to do. Tell the universe, send that energy. Because right now you're sending all these mixed messages. It's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You have to tell the universe, hey, this is exactly the road I'm going down. Open it up for me. Once you do that, you're going to get your blessing. This next one is your path, and it's the Ten of Wands. So it's a fiery energy, but it's good. It's your path is ready for you. But it does want you to stop being so defensive with everything and stop feeling so anxious or like somebody's going to take it away from you. That is the 10 of Wands. It's like, it's right here. Your house is built. No one's going to come burn it down. You've got it. Don't feel like it's going to get snatched from you or that there wasn't one for you. Everybody has one. This is the energy. It's the Three of Pentacles. You are really good at what you do. This is the Master card. Your path is something that you've done before in another lifetime, and it's something that you really, really like to do, and you're really good at it. And you don't put enough energy into it, but it wants you to know like that is what lights you up. That's what fuels you. It doesn't matter if it doesn't feel like you're going to make a lot of money or if it's going to be stressful at first. It's going to all align as soon as you just realize that that's your calling and that's what you're going to do. You know what it is when I'm talking about it right now. So just go for it, because when it comes to that, you're the master at it. And then this is what you need to know most. Do not fall into temptation, the devil. Don't be tempted by lust. Don't give in to things that don't serve you. You know that you're not supposed to be doing them, so do not do them, because this is all things that can take you off your path. Doubt, fear, lust, temptation, those are all the devil. The devil is all the things that take you away from what you love. So really just remember that when you're thinking about your past, when you're hearing this reading, don't get all worked up and afraid. You need to breathe and trust, because that is how you get there. The devil is those energies that are going to throw you off. And then here is your overall kind of what you're supposed to do, I guess, for love. This was a lot of questions for me, but this was you. This is your career, even though we just kind of looked at your path, I guess, what's coming for you. So this is, we'll do what's coming for you. This is the energy. And then this is what you need to know most in order to accept this, because it seems like you have a hard time accepting and choosing. So this is you. The Six of Cups. So you want to know what your life's going to be like. What was it like? What did you envision when you were a kid? That's the Six of Cups. It's like, what did you dream about? What did you see yourself doing? How did you envision your life? That is how your life is supposed to be. You already knew it when you were a child. And for some reason, you grew up and you started doubting and you stopped trusting and you started fearing. Go back to those thoughts. Go back to those memories of what you really thought your life was going to be like. And just remove the timelines, because that's what screws us up, is that we have this timeline. But just remove the timelines from it and just remember like how you saw your life, and that's going to be your life. This is your overall outcome, your overall whatever it was with your career and all this crazy mumbo jumbo. And it's the High Priestess, which this is freaking lighting you up, girlfriend, because this is telling you that you already know. You already know the answer. You already know you're going to be okay. Why are you asking? Trust. Your intuition tells you every day that you're okay, and you fight against it. And that's why you have this anxiety and you have this fear and you have this doubt, is because you're not aligned with your inner being. Your inner being is telling you you're okay all day long. And that's the biggest message that came from this. Nothing is breaking you. You need to trust and look around and see you're perfectly fine. This next one is your energy. It's a Wheel of Fortune. So just so you know, everything that's happened up until now had to happen for you to get the life you wanted. When you were little, you used to dream about this life. And in order for you to have this life, you had to go through all this stuff. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't appreciate what you get. And you wouldn't appreciate the beautiful life you're about to have. You had to go through all these trials and tribulations so you can get there. It's like, okay, you say you want to go to Hawaii. Well, guess what? We're crying about having to freaking drop down in Georgia on the way there, even though, it's like you're about to be in Hawaii. So it's like, just because you experienced dropping off in Georgia or a little bit of heartbreak on the way to your love of your life and your happiest life, are we going to give up and not go to Hawaii anymore? No, it's a part of the journey. It's a part of the path. We don't get upset about going to Georgia. We see a little bit of Georgia and we endure it and we have fun. And then when we get to Hawaii, we're in paradise. We love it even more because it's not Georgia. No offense to Georgia. I've never been there. And then the next is the King of Swords. So this is what you need to know most. You have to really watch your mouth. You got to watch what you say. You got to watch what you fear. You got to watch what you think, because this guy, he is very in control of those things, and he knows that they bring things into fruition. He knows that if he thinks negative thoughts, he brings negative to him. So he really watches what he says. He really watches what he thinks, and he doesn't live in fear. That is your biggest message here. Last but not least, what you need to know most from this reading, the Two of Pentacles. You have a decision to make right now. It's in big regards to this abundance that I'm talking to you about. You already know the answer. You got to dig deep into your gut because you know it, but you're weighing out two things. And it has to do with money. It has to do with career. It has to do with your life. And one is here, one is there. And you know that when you make one of these choices, your whole life will change. And you know that if you don't make the choice, your life will stay the same, but it's time to make the choice. You already know the answer.